And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to South Boston Speedway as we're getting set for race number 5 of the NR2003 Diva Truck Series, the debut season. We haven't seen these Truck Series drivers since our last race. That was 2 weeks ago at Richmond International Raceway, which saw a very interesting race in which Hanako Watanabe got her first career Diva Truck Series win and made it 4 for 4 in winners go into victory lane. Will we see that go 5 for 5 here in tonight's race? We're going to have to wait and see. Elena Lydia will start on the pole position for this evening's 64 laps of racing. Elena Lydia comes into this race 29th in the point standings, not the start she was hoping for. Alongside of her is Alexandria Sarnes, making her third start of the year. She's only had an average finish of 37th, 42nd in the point standings. Remember, she, Alex Winters, Emma Kaiser, Addison Peterson, Tatiana Guerra, and Ava Murray came in late in the season. Speaking of those two, Alex Winters and Emma Kaiser, they're lining up in row 2, 37th and 38th in the standings, off to some pretty good starts in their Diva Truck Series career. Show you the rest of the starting lineup, all the way down to Abigail Furling, who apparently had an engine failure and never set a time. The point standings coming in this race after Richmond, Hazel Eveline, who starts 26, is the points leader by 7 points over Naomi Hudson. Tina Turner is 18 points back, third in the standings. Caroline Bradley lost the points lead after Richmond 2 weeks ago. She is fourth in the standings with Claudia Flores in fifth. Abigail Furling, who starts last, is sixth in the standings, former winner this season. Aurora Combs is gained 8 spots up to 7th in the standings. April Glover gained 6 spots up to 8th in the standings. Ninth is Eva Mata, and Maisie Creighton had a terrible race at Richmond 2 weeks ago. She completes your top 10. As the trucks are rolling off, they've just been given the 1 to go signal by the starter. And we will go green flag racing here next time by, as my volume is acting up. That's pit lane 1. This is a short track, as I said. 64 laps will be a good race, but it will go by quickly as the pace truck is off. Lena Lydia and Alexandria Sarnes will lead us to green, and we're racing at South Boston. It's going to be track position like it was 2 weeks ago at Richmond, as Sarnes will lead the first lap of this race. This is, by the way, the running of the South Boston, the Boston Market 250 for the 5th race of the season for the Truck Series, as we go back to our roots, short track racing. Alex Winters just got second from Sarnes. So did Addison Peterson. Shalea Askarov right there in the 4th position, as Sarnes is going from second to can't get to the bottom of the racetrack. Alex Winters going to lose second to Addison Peterson. And Elena Lydia currently leading. Let's check the back of the field. Victoria Hughes had a pretty bad qualifying. There's Ava Murray going underneath Kathy Rogers. And there's our points leader. That's Hazel Eveling. The good news for her, the gal that was trying to run her down for the points leads up on the outside line. That's Naomi Hudson. She came as second in the points, so not the results, not the runs they are hoping for this early in the race. As you can tell, these lap times are clicking by fast. 64 laps seems like a short race, but it will go by quicker before you know it. Right now, the Dickies Dodge out of Bobby Hamilton Racing is currently the race leader of Elena Lydia, who, like I said, is struggling in the points table. As in Peterson, there's Alex Winters. Ruby Walker going to lose a spot to Sarnes. So Sarnes found a way to get to the bottom of the racetrack. And right behind her is her good friend Tatiana Guerra. And a 1-800 for a phone Chevrolet Silverado for Weaver Racing. Naomi Hudson now following Hazel Eveling on that inside line. Of course, those two are the top two in the points table coming into this race. Kim Patterson, Kathy Rogers, Caleb Ambrosia back here. Jessica Smith going to lose a spot to Victoria Hughes. Samantha Johnson can't seem to get to the bottom. Chow Ding right there. There's Avon Murray. Our winner back at... There's Abigail Lynn, former winner this season. There's some three-wide action we're waiting to see. Claudia Flores, Askarov, and that's Balam Kim. There's Maisie Creighton working her way through the front. Ingrid Pollard got a new sponsorship. Exide Batteries will be on this car for the remainder of the season. And there's our winner last time out 2 weeks ago at Richmond, Hanako Watanabe. Working her way through the front as Elena Lydia still leads this race. They've just completed lap number 19 of 64 that they're going to run here this evening. This is only 2 races we have here this weekend. As I said, the Truck Series back after their off week from Richmond 2 weeks ago. Last week, we just came back from Arizona in the Diva Cup Series. As you see, Addison Peterson, there's Sarnes right there in the 57, having a nice solid run. Of course, those two are part-time drivers. This is the only race that Sarnes is racing this weekend. Same with Naguera and Emma Kaiser, because they're the Diva Bush Series group that they're normally in, that they're running full-time, are off this week. So at least they get to have a race this season, but their race weekend will be done, and then they will be off tomorrow. Which tomorrow we get to cap off the race weekend. And with Diva Bush Series drivers off this weekend and Diva Truck Series racing, we will be racing. We'll be going racing at Pocono for the Diva Cup Series, their 9th race of the season. As we head to Pocono Raceway under the lights, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time here on the Blue Hedgehog TV. Hope you'll be with us for that. Courtney Lynn, which is Abigail's older sister, won last week at Arizona Speedway, and you will see her as well as the other 41 drivers tomorrow night at Pocono. Yes, it is weird you hear me say the sentence Pocono and at night into the dictionary. We'll bring you live coverage of the I'm trying to think what it's called. The Party in the Poconos 400. That's what it's going to be called. The Walmart Present Party in the Poconos 400. That's like a mouthful, if you ask me. Here comes Addison Peterson. This is going to be our first lead change of the race as we're nearing the halfway point of today's race, or tonight's race, I should say. And give that lap to Addison Peterson, looking for her first career Diva Truck Series win. She will be back in this series next season. She'll also be running the Diva Bush series in season 2. That's a Vocal Ford F series that Peterson's running. Samantha Johnson's in trouble. This could be a caution. Unless she can get down to pit road. Looks like she has. Problems for Samantha Johnson. Thought that was going to be a caution for a second, but it will not be a yellow. Samantha Johnson, dead last in points of the full-time drivers that have run every race this season. Mechanical problems have bitten that Dodge. There's April Glover, who was running well in points. Right now in 41st. Came as race 8th in the point standings. Boy, she's going to take a hit in the standings heading into next week's race, which next week all 3 series will be heading to the Irish Hills of the Michigan International Raceway as we look forward to some fun racing in the Irish Hills. Ruby Walker, now up in second. Got the wrong last name that starts with a W. Ruby Walker comes this race 16th in the point standings. Addison Peterson, still the race leader. And looks like whatever the issue was on the 66, they got it fixed and she's back out. Although she's now 5 laps down. Ouch. And here comes Ruby Walker to the race lead. They're about to lap Naomi Hudson, who, by the way, comes into this race second in the point standings, and she's trying to run down Hazel Eveling for the points lead. There's Abigail Lynn up on the high side. They better start going because the leaders are going to catch them any second. There's Hazel. Up to the 29th position, but now about to go the wrong way again. As now we're going to start encountering lap traffic as Aaron Walsh will be the first driver to go a lap down on track. These trucks should have enough fuel to go 64 laps. I don't see that being an issue, since it is a short track after all. I know we're going to have pit stops that will come into play next week at Michigan. We're already under 20 laps of racing to go, so this race has gone by fast, even though we're about to be 18 minutes into this race, which is a little surprising, to be honest with you. Shanti Darwish is ahead of the leaders. Naomi Hudson, who, as I said, came as race second in points. They've already lapped April Glover. Hazel Eveling still on the lead lap. Like I said, Kemus Race has your points leader. That's third in points, Tina Turner. Where's the gal that was fourth in points? Carolina Bradley. up in 26, so not the results any of these girls needed. And I can tell you, the points are really going to get shaken up tonight. And Flores is running in 11th. That's 5th in points. So, like I mentioned, a lot of drivers who came in running well in points. Let's see where the 62 is. In 12th. So, as I said, a lot of drivers who were running well in points are going to take some hits. And South Boston's once again going to be another point shakeup heading into next week at Michigan. And Kaiser going to go a lap down into 3. Kaiser not having a good night so far. Is running in 36. So the good news for Hazel Eveling, as we got a stop truck on the track and the caution's out. That's the 88 of Kim Patterson. And all these gals just got saved from going a lap down as a result of that. But Kim Patterson has brought out our first caution of the evening. And it saved the points leader from going a lap down, as we're going to be inside of 10 to go. Caution's out for the first time this evening. Let's jump back and look at a replay to see what happened to the 88 of Kim Patterson. Well, this is a shame for Kim Patterson, who was running 15th at the time of this incident. And it looks like a mechanical problem erupted on the back of that Menard Chevrolet. Unfortunately, she couldn't get down to the bottom of the racetrack, so she ended up going high. And unfortunately, just couldn't get to the bottom of the racetrack, and Diva Truck Series officials had no choice but to throw a caution. That saved a lot of drivers, including the points leader, Hazel Eveling, from going a lap down as a result of this. And Kim Patterson came into this race 19th in the points, fell 13 spots after a poor result at Richmond. So 2 race weekends in a row for Kim Patterson. Unfortunately, she will be our first driver out of tonight's Boston Market 250, as Emma Kaiser got loose and tried to avoid the 88. So that's what brought out the first caution of the evening. Let's bring you to the restart here at South Boston. Field coming off turn number 4. See if we're going to go green flag racing next time by. And we have not gotten a signal of 1 to go. So Ruby Walker is still the race leader. Second is Alexandria Sarnes. Third is Addison Peterson, Elena Lydia 4th. 5th is Tatiana Guerra, Hanako Watanabe 6th, Balam Kim 7th. 8th is Yvonne Bonaduni. 9th is Alex Winters, and Claudia Flores complete the top 10. And unfortunately, the 88 of Kim Patterson will finish out of the race with a camshaft failure, as we just gotten the 1 to go signal. So the next caution that comes out will end this race under the yellow flag. And Emma Kaiser has some left side damage on her Oreo Chevrolet. Sorry about that sneeze. Allergies becoming a thing. How many drivers are still on the lead lap? 34 to be exact, which saved the top 2 gals that came in this race in the points gap. Top 2 in the championship from going a lap down. Green flag back in the air for our only restart of the evening. Nobody had to come to pit road, which really there's no point of gaining anything, as we're down to 5 laps of racing to go. Like I said, this race is going to be over fairly quick, so Down to 4 laps of racing to go, and the 66 has gained a spot to the 41st position. So we are down to 3 laps to go. So Kim Patterson, 2 weeks in a row, as Samantha Johnson, going to move her way up. Of course, actually, Samantha Johnson was 35th in points. Ada 12 was the one who was dead last in points of the drivers who've run every race this season. 2 to go for Ruby Walker. I can tell you, South Boston has played its part in shaking up the points heading into next week at Michigan International Raceway. As the white flag is out, 1 more lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Ruby Walker going to come off turn number 4. Ruby Walker is going to win the Boston Market 250 here tonight at South Boston. Congratulations to Ruby Walker, and they're checking up, which is going to throw a caution, which doesn't matter. The race is over anyway. This could probably put Ruby Walker inside the top 10 of the points leaving tonight's race. So Ruby Walker, the win. Alexandria Sarns, her first career top 5 finish. Congratulations to her. This will be a big points boost for her. Addison Peterson, ditto for her. She comes home third. Hanako Watanabe backs up her Richmond win 2 weeks ago with a 4th place finish. Good run for her. Balam Kim, well-needed run. 30th in the standings, having a struggling season, comes away with 5th. Hard Charger Award, Abigail Furling, dead last to 6th. Great run for Abigail Furling. That tells you what kind of knowledge she has, since she is an ex-Monster Energy Series driver. Abigail came as race 6th in points. She is no doubt going to capitalize on the misfortunes of a number of drivers ahead of her in the point standings who had troubles or struggled tonight. Elena Lydia will come home in 7th, our pole sitter, who led a good part of this race. And Lydia was 29th in the points, so this is a good run for her. Yvonne Dooney will come away with the 8th position, as Dooney came into this race. Another one of those drivers struggling in the points table, 32nd to be exact. She'll move her way up for the standings. Ada Chua, dead last of the full-time drivers, will get 9th. Good run from her. And the queen of everybody's favorite in the PCS array, Tatiana Guerra, comes away with the 10th position. So great run for Tatiana Guerra. So that's two of the 3 drivers from Frank's team who had a great run tonight. Sarns and Naguera, of course. Emma Kaiser, not so fortunate if you ask me. Top 15 was completed by Kathy Rogers, Ruby White, Ingrid Pollard, Alex Winters, and Claudia Flores, who came as race top 10 in the point standings. Top 5, actually, in the point standings. Eva Mata, Maisie Creighton, Donna Ramirez, Junie Carter, and Olivia Jackson were your top 20. Should look on down through the remainder of the finishing results. A lot of big names I see struggled tonight. Let's see. Where did the points leader finish? Hazel Eveling finished 23rd. She was your points leader coming in this race. Tina Turner, 28, came in this race 3rd in the point standings. Naomi Hudson, 32nd, came in this race 2nd in the point standings. As we had 34 drivers finish on the lead lap. Giovanna Wright was the last gal that finished on the lead lap. Abigail Lynn, Calipan Berger, Shanti Darwish, Emma Kaiser, April Glover, Aaron Walsh finished 1 lap down. Samantha Johnson had to come to pit road in the early stages of the race for some type of a problem. Not sure what it was, but she never recovered and ended up 6 laps down. And only 1 gal finished out of the race due to a mechanical failure, and that was Kim Patterson, who came in this race needing a bounce back after dropping 13 spots down to 19th in the point standings. Unfortunately, she's going to continue to free fall through the standings in the last couple of weeks. I can tell you there's going to be a lot of drivers who are going to take some hits in the points, as South Boston played its part in shaking up the points, and it's going to be a big point shakeup heading into next week's race at Michigan International Raceway. But that is going to do it from South Boston Speedway here tonight. Congratulations to Ruby Walker, becoming our 5th different winner in Season 1 of the NR2003 Diva Truck Series. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race from South Boston. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCS Race Crew today. We've shown your full finish results. You will see your point standings in the pre-race show next week at Michigan International Speedway. We still got to cap off this race weekend. No, Diva Bush is off this week. It is Diva Cup Series from the Tricky Triangle of Pocono Raceway under the lights tomorrow night to cap off this race weekend. Then next week, all three series will tackle the Irish Hills of Michigan International Raceway. Hope you will tune in for that. Until then, from Pocono tomorrow night, I've been DeVol signing off. Good night from South Boston as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCS Rate TV, the best in racing since 2017.